How's it going, everybody? So, Monday Bible study, doing it on Sunday night for time reasons. Oh, got a lot of time on my hands on Sunday, so let's knock it out. But when Herod heard thereof, he said, It is John whom I have beheaded. He is risen from the dead. For Herod himself had sent forth and laid upon John and bound him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife, for he had married her. And John had said unto Herod, It is not lawful for thee to have thy brother's wife. Therefore Herodias had a quarrel against him that and would have killed him, but she could not, for Herod feared John, knowing that he was just a man and holy and observed him. And when we heard him, he did many things and heard him gladly. And when a convenient day had come, that it was Herod's birthday, that's why we don't celebrate birthdays. Pagans do. Pharaoh celebrated his birthday, Herod celebrated his birthday. It is a recreation. Jesus's birth was celebrated, but never his birthday afterwards. They never said, "Hey, it's Jesus' birthday." Notice that's not in the Bible at all. Notice it's not in the Bible that Paul was celebrating his birthday, or John, or Luke, or Peter, or Peter never wrote, "Hey, we're celebrating my mom's birthday today," and then tell a story of biblical proportions of a healing or something. No, the sheep never celebrate birthdays. It's pagan. It's a recreation. They're making you king for a day because Jesus was king and his birth was celebrated. So there, and it goes back to the old, don't you know that you are a God yourself? Lie, that you could become God yourself, the lie in the garden. So you're like God for the day, and all these gifts are thrown upon you and breakfast in bed, whatever you want. It's all about you when everything's supposed to be about the Lord and his grace that he's laid upon you, and then how you reveal him in you by having nothing to do with the world. So we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. That's all pagan. Christmas, Easter, all of it, it's all pagan. And yeah, that pretty much is what that's all about. Anyway, so at Herod's birthday, they made a supper to his lords and his high captain and chief estates, and thanks to birthday celebrations, John the Baptist loses his head. And when the daughter had said to Herodias, came in and danced, and it pleased Herod, um, and them that sat with the king said to the damsel, Ask of me whatever you will, and I will give it to thee. And she sware unto her, Whatsoever thou shalt ask, I will give it to you unto half of my kingdom. So up to half of my kingdom, just ask for it, and I'll give it to you. And when she went forth and said unto her mother, What shall I ask? And she said, Ask for the head of John the Baptist. So thanks to a birthday celebration. So again, birthdays are pagan. Anyway, let's move on. That same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar after he had bragged, yesterday's study, full of pride. He was driven from man and did eat grass as oxen, and his body was wet of the dew of heaven, till his hairs were grown like eagle's feathers, and his nails like bird claws. And at the end of days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up mine eyes unto heaven, and mine understanding returned unto me, and I blessed the Most High, and praised and honored him that liveth forever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation. So that's why it's from 7 years, because his hairs grew like eagles, and his nails were like bird claw. I think 7 months. So that all goes back to the 7 times passing over him that we had talked about. And so he is blessing God and praising him, and he is saying that his dominion is an everlasting dominion and his kingdom is from generation to generation. He is now understanding who God is, and he is now of God, and God is now of him. And all inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing because he saw how he was reputed as nothing. eating grass like a beast for 7 years. And he doeth according to his will. It's not your free will, folks. Free will is the satanic doctrine. According to his will in the army of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand or say unto him, God, why do you do that? That all goes back to excuse me. That all goes back to Romans 9:11 through 24, where Paul explains the fairness of God doing his will, making sheep sheep and goats goats, that there's nothing they can do about it. And in one of those lines in that Romans 11 through 24 passage, it says, why hast thou made me thus? Can the that that can the potter, can the pot say to the potter, why did you make me this? No. The artist, the potter, makes the art as he wants it to be made. And some of the clay is art, and some of the clay hits the floor and is thrown into the garbage. And those would be the goats. So anyway, at that same time, my reason returned unto me, Nebuchadnezzar is saying, as he's writing in the first person and telling you about how the Lord called him to salvation. For the glory of my kingdom and my honor and my brightness returned unto me, and my counselors and my Lord sought unto me, and I was established in my kingdom. He was back again in his kingdom. He was back again king after 7 years of eating grass like an ox. His excellent majesty was added unto me, so he was even better than ever. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, all whose works are truth and his ways judgment. And those that walk in pride with their free will decisions, he is able to abase. I'm glad you're here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.